Welcome to Flawless Shoe Reviews. Today we're reviewing the top 5 stability shoes on the market right now. I'm going to break down their features so that you have a better understanding if they work well for walking, for running, or for moving at quicker paces for those of you who need that extra element of stability. First of all, we're going to look at a unique shoe in the New Balance 860 V14. This is completely different than any of the other 4 shoes as it has a medial wedge built into it. So you can see this thicker green aspect on the inside of the shoe with a thin white layer on top, while on the outside we've the opposite with a thinner green layer and a thicker white layer. This therefore creates a tilt within the shoe to tilt your foot outwards. It's really good if you want to offload the arch of your foot if you have any issues with posterior tibial tendon pain. But if you have any issues with pain on the outside of your ankle or ankle instability, it's something to be cautious with. As we move up the shoe, we've got a broad base and some nice sole flare to add elements of stability to the shoe. We've got a nice thick knit on top, and we've got a true to size and length and loads of space in the toe box. So it's one of the more wider shoes when it comes to space in the toe box, allowing your toes to splay, and it comes in a wide version as well. It's got a nice padded tongue on top that's non-gusseted and plenty of padding around the heel counter that's moderately stiff. So overall, the Fresh Foam X cushion makes it a really soft feel underfoot. So if you're looking for that type of plush, cloud-like feel, then the New Balance 860 is an excellent option. Whether you want to use it for walking or standing all day, it can be used for both. When it comes to running, it's more of a cruiser shoe, so some of those easy miles, longer miles, and then recovery runs, a little bit too heavy, a little bit too clunky for them faster workouts. But if you're looking for a classic shoe for daily use or for easy runs that tilts your ankle outside so you get that extra element of stability, then the 860 is an excellent option for you. Then when we look at something with some really built-in medial arch support, we've got the Brooks Glycerin GTS 22. So they've got their classic go-to support system, which is this stripy pattern on the top on the inside of the shoe, and then sits on a softer foam underneath, and we've got a little bit more of the stripy go-to support system on the outside of the shoe. So this is a guide rail system that helps keep your foot centered in the shoe when you initiate contact with the ground. As the foam is a little bit balanced underneath the harder foam of the go-to support system, you really feel that arch support underneath your foot. So if you like a shoe where you feel pressure directly underneath your arch, this is an excellent option. If you don't and you feel a bit of a bite, there's some other options that we can talk to you about later. Otherwise, it's got a really stiff heel counter that helps cradle the heel when you initiate contact with the ground. Find that stability to help control those pronation moments. It's got a broad base support, and it's got some medial and lateral sole flare to help keep your foot centered in the shoe as you move. It's not as wide in the toe box as what we get in the normal version of the New Balance, but it does have plenty of space in there, and it comes in a wide version as well. It was a true to size and length for us, and it's got a nice padded tongue that's non-gusseted. It's got extra cushioning around the heel cup, more so than what we see in the New Balance, and we've got a nice external pull-on tab as well. Because it's got quite balanced cushioning underneath your foot, you really feel that stability, and we classify it as a moderate to maximal stability shoe. So if you want loads of support, happy to sacrifice a little bit of extra weight, and you like that pressure underneath your foot, this can be an excellent option. It's got an 8mm drop, so you get a relatively good even distribution of force across your foot. If you want to use it for standing and for walking all day, just be aware of that pressure under the arch of your foot. In terms of running, similar to the New Balance, easy runs, long runs, a bit too heavy for those snappier, faster workouts. Then we move on to a really light shoe provided by Brooks. So this is the Brooks Hyperion GTS 2. Now we wanted to add this shoe in as we wanted to add an option for faster workouts, faster walks, but still has stability built into it. So in the Hyperion, we've got a super light shoe. We've got the go-to support system similar to what we have in the Glycerin GTS 22 that sits on the heel all the way up to the midfoot, with a little bit of support on the outside of the heel as well. We've got some sole flare, but not as much as what we see in the Glycerin, and we've got the DNA flash foam, so it's a little bit springier, a little bit bouncier, and much more responsive than in the Brooks Glycerin, and due to the lighter weight, it's quite a snappy shoe, so we really enjoyed that. Anyone who has any issues around the tib post and needs that little bit extra support but wants a faster shoe, the Hyperion GTS can be an excellent option. As you move on top of the shoe, it's a bit more of a race fit on top compared to the other 2 shoes that we talked about, so it just tapers a little bit around your toes. So if you don't like that snug feeling, you might want to go for the wide option. Was it true to size and length, has a much thinner tongue than the other two shoes, thinner laces as well, but no bite on top of the shoe that we noticed anyway, and it has much less heel cup padding, so it's less focused on that comfort but provides elements of stability. So it's a mild stability shoe due to the go-to support system and the guide rail system on either side of the shoe. It can be used as a day-to-day shoe if you want a lightweight shoe for walking and standing, but it doesn't provide that type of soft plush cushioning that you get in the other two models. When it comes to running, it can be used for all different types of workouts, primarily best for 5 to 10k workouts as it doesn't have as much padding underfoot. And it's a really quick turnover. It can be used for strides, it can be used for more race pace workouts. Then in contrast to that, we've got the Hoka Gaviota 5, which is a max cushion, max stability shoe. So we've got loads of cushioning and padding underneath your heel and your forefoot to give you extra protection. It's really stiff in the forefoot as well, so if you have any issues around that forefoot, it adds that extra element of protection to it. It's got a H frame built into it, so that's denser foam on either side of the outsole and the midsole, and a denser foam that moves across the midfoot as well to add torsional stability to the shoe. So it's a less invasive form of stability that focuses on keeping you centered in the shoe as you move, whereas with both forms of the Brooks, you've got a traditional form of arch support and you've got the medial wedge on the New Balance. This is much more subtle in terms of providing stability, but still does an excellent job of keeping you centered in the shoe. It's got a really broad base of support, and it's got a nice wide toe box to give you plenty of space in your forefoot for your toes to display. And it's probably one of the widest Hoka shoes on the market at the moment. It's also available in an extra wide version for those of you who have a broader foot. True to size and length, it's got a nice padded tongue and it's got plenty of padding around the heel cup as well, with moderate stiffness around the heel canter as well to help add the extra element of stability to the ankle joint. If you're looking for a max cushion shoe for walking all day, for standing for long periods of time, the low drop in the shoe gives you even distribution of pressure across your forefoot and across your foot in general, and it's an excellent option. If you want a cruiser of a shoe for doing longer miles, marathon distance running with some elements of stability, then the Gaviota 5 can be an excellent option for you as well. Then finally, we've got the Asex GT-2000 version 13. So they've updated this model so it's a bit firmer and a bit snappier underfoot, and it's got a 3D guidance system built in, so that's the sole flare, broad base of support, and some sidewalls on the inside and the outside of the shoe. So this is a mild to moderate stability shoe. It's nice and firm and snappy. If you want a quicker walker, you want to use it for some more race pace or up-tempo workouts and have some moderate stability, this is an excellent option for you. It can do up to marathon distances, no problem. You might not have that same comfort and protection that you get in something like the Gaviota 5 or the Glycerin GTS, but it can definitely carry up to those distances. It's a little bit lighter than those shoes as well, so therefore you can use it for longer distances if you like. It's got a little bit of a taper on the toe box as well, so not as much as what we see in the Hyperion, but definitely more so than the other three shoes. But it does come in a wide and an extra wide, and no issues with the length. It's got a very thin tongue on top, and it's got some padding around the heel cup, which is definitely adequate with a nice pull-on tab. So if you want a lightweight, moderate stability shoe that doesn't push up into the arch of your foot, then the GT2000 is an excellent option for day-to-day use with an 8mm drop. It can be used for all types of workouts and types of runs, including faster workouts as well if you're looking for a shoe with moderate stability. So overall, we've got 5 contrasting shoes, a medial wedge, lots of cushioning, cloud-like in the 860, more medial arch support directly underneath the arch of your foot in the Glycerin GTS with nice bands cushioning underneath, a faster, snappier, mild stability shoe in the Hyperion GTS 2, a relatively snappy shoe without the arch support in the Asics GT-2000, and a max cushion, max stability shoe that's non-invasive in the Hoka Gaviota 5. If you've got any questions on any of the shoes, please drop them in the comment section below. As I say, you can check out the latest prices in the links below for Amazon. If you click through on the links and purchase the shoes, it really helps support the channel without affecting the price that you pay. Otherwise, we've got loads of individual reviews of these shoes and other stability shoes that are on the market as well that haven't made it into our top 5 list that are equally good. It's just a personal choice, so please check them out. Otherwise, just liking, sharing, subscribing does make a massive difference to us. Thank you very much for watching.